I'm Holly, and today we're going to do a short practice that helps to support pain in the low back. So find a space that feels safe and supported for you, and we'll get started. So we're going to begin this class lying down on our backs. So find a way that you can find a spot there comfortably. Often people complain about low back pain, and that is incredibly common. So it can come from sitting at the desk all day, weakness in the core and the glutes. A variety of issues can contribute to that. So today we're going to focus on a little bit of strengthening the core, the glutes, and decompressing tension in the low back. It's very hard to say. Yes, so as I've already said, find your way onto your back and we'll get started. So you can start with your knees bent and the low back on the mat. Not the low back, the whole back. And place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And just start to notice the breath as it flows in and out. Notice if your mind is tracing thoughts of what was happening before this, or if you're worrying about what comes next. And then just bring your awareness to the breath. Let yourself be in this moment, knowing that the rest can wait. Good. Inhale, bring your knees into your chest and bring your hands to the kneecaps. So I want you to move your legs around in all kinds of directions. I like to think of it as like my legs are puppets and my hands are the puppet masters. So just let your hands move your legs all around. This gets into the SI joints. So for my cyclers and runners, this is really good. Motion is lotion. So getting some lotion in those joints. Good. Now bring your shins parallel to the ceiling and your arms to a cactus T. So this kind of opens up the chest. You might notice, and you can actually bring a hand under the low back. Notice if you can easily fit that hand under there, and then engage the core so you're really pushing the lower back onto the mat. Move that hand away, and then it should be harder to get that hand through. So you really want to engage the core, feel your low back ground down on the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, drop both knees over to the right side as you gaze over the left shoulder. So this is a supine twist. Twists are really good for digestion. This is also good for the back. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale, bring the shins back to center. Engage the core. Feel your low back ground down on the mat. And then exhale, drop both knees over to the left side as you gaze over the right shoulder. Good. Inhale, bring your shins back to center. Keep that low back grounded on the mat. And then straighten your legs. And then roll your ankles around. Sometimes I like to pretend that I'm tap dancing on the ceiling or painting on it. Good. Now engage your legs and your feet so they're strong and active, as if you were standing in a mountain pose or just standing strong on the ground. Feel your low back engaged, and then slowly as you can, lower your heels towards the floor. But don't let them touch the floor. Just go as slowly as you can, lowering the heels to the mat. This is really good core strengthening. Good. Inhale here and hold. Exhale, curl your knees into the chest, bring the hands to the kneecaps. Move the legs all around again. So it's kind of like a low back massage while you get into those SI joints. Great. Now bring your arms to a cactus T, and we're gonna do that same thing 2 more times. It's kind of like a warm-up that's helping to support the back and the core. So engage your core, feel the low back ground down on the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, drop both knees to the right side as you gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Good. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Engage your core, feel the low back ground. Inhale here and exhale. Drop both knees to the left side as you gaze over the right shoulder. Take 3 deep breaths. Good. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Straighten your legs. Engage your core, feel your low back ground down on the mat. Maybe roll around the ankles. And then feel the feet engage, the thighs engage, the core engage. Slowly as you can, lower your heels all the way down to the mat. How slow can you go? Good. Inhale and hold when it gets a little shaky. Good. And then exhale, curl the knees back into the chest, hands to the knees. Rock and roll from side to side again. Good. Let's do that one more time. Engage the core. Bring your shins parallel to the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, drop both knees over to the right side as you gaze over the left shoulder. Take 3 breaths here. Good. Inhale, bring it back to center. Engage the core, feel the low back on the mat. Exhale, drop both knees to the left side as you gaze over the right shoulder. 3 breaths. Good. Inhale, bring it back to center. Straighten your legs. Roll the ankles around. Now engage the feet, engage the thighs, engage the core, and slowly as you can, lower all the way down to the mat. Except not to the mat, just above the mat. Inhale here and hold. You can do it. Inhale. Exhale, one more inhale together. Exhale, curl the knees into the chest, good. And gently rock and roll from side to side. Now wrap your arms around your shins if that's available to you, or you can keep the hands on the kneecaps if that feels better. And you can gently rock and roll from side to side, giving the low back a little massage. Maybe back and forth. Maybe you kind of rock and roll to come to a seat, or maybe you come to the fetal position and then slowly push up. So now I want you to find your way to a tabletop position. So bring your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Spread your fingers wide, ground down through the knuckles and the fingers, really engaging the knuckles and the fingertips to protect the wrists. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, point the toes, arch the spine. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, toes point, spine arches. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale to a neutral spine. Exhale, gaze over the right shoulder towards the right hip. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, gaze over the left shoulder towards the left hip. So this is really good to decompress tension in the low back. Inhale, bring it to center. Exhale, gaze right. Inhale, bring it to center. Exhale, gaze left. Inhale and exhale. Good, inhale, bring it to center. Now we're gonna focus on strengthening the glutes a little. So I want you to straighten your right leg out behind you. And notice if your right hip lifted way up, can you engage the core, pull the right hip down, and then lift the right leg up. Inhale here. Exhale, cross it over to the left side as you gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, bring the right leg back behind you. Exhale, cross. Inhale. And exhale, 3 more at your own rate. Good, then inhale, straighten the right leg behind you. Bring the right knee to the mat. Good, take a cat and cow. Drop the belly, lift the gaze. And then point the toes, arch the spine to reset. And then meet at a neutral table again. Inhale, straighten the left leg behind you. Engage the core. Feel that left hip run down towards the mat and lift the left leg up behind you. Inhale here. Exhale, cross it over to the right side as you gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, cross. Inhale. Exhale, take 3 more. Just pair your breath with your body's movement. Good, inhale, bring it back to center. And exhale, bring your left knee to the mat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, curl the toes under. Now straighten your legs and send your heels towards the mat, coming to a downward facing dog. So focus on the hands grounding down, the arms rotating inwards. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, gaze between your hands, and exhale, slowly walk your feet to meet your gaze. Inhale, lengthen your spine, look up. And exhale, gently bend at the knees, fold forward. You can grab opposite wrist with opposite elbow, maybe shake your head side to side, no. Or nice and slowly nod it, yes. Maybe bring the hands to clasp behind the head, weighing down the upper back and shoulders. And then slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, come to stand. Let your head be the very last thing that rises. Good. Inhale, bring your shoulders to your ears. And exhale, drop them down your back. Inhale, fill your belly with air. And exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Good, inhale, reach your arms overhead, come onto your toes. Exhale, lower your heels, grab your right wrist with your left fingers. Exhale, lean to the left side, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring it to center, come onto your toes. Exhale, lower your heels, grab your left wrist with your right fingers, reach up high. Exhale, lean to the right, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, good. Inhale to center. Exhale, straighten the legs, fold forward. Good, inhale, lengthen your spine, look up. Exhale, ground your palms, step back. Plank position. Inhale here. Option to hold here, option to come to your knees if you choose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more inhale. Exhale, come to your knees if they aren't already on the mat. Now scrape your forearms along the rib cage as you bring your chin and your chest to the mat. And then straighten your legs, flatten your belly onto the mat. You can gently shake your hips from side to side. So shaking the hips from side to side like this will help release tension in the low back. Now engage the core so you feel your hips like pushing into the mat. Lift your chest and your shoulders up to a baby cobra. Drop your shoulders down the back. The next thing we're going to do is really good to help decompress tension in the low back as well. So inhale here. Exhale, bring your right cheek to the mat. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, left cheek to the mat. Inhale to center. Exhale, gaze right. Inhale to center. Exhale, left cheek to the mat. One more on each side. Just pair your breath with your body's movement. Good. Inhale to a baby cobra again, and then stack one palm on top of another and bring your chin to the hands. And then you can bend your knees and gently windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Good. And then straighten your legs, bring your shins back to the mat. Now engage the right leg, lift your straight right leg off of the mat and try to lengthen and reach it towards the back of the mat as you lower it back to the ground. Good. Same thing with the left leg. Inhale, straight left leg lifts up. And then try to reach it towards the end of the mat as you lower it down. One more time each side. Inhale, straight right leg lifts. Lengthen and extend it as you lower. Inhale, straight left leg lifts. Exhale, lengthen and extend as you lower. Now gently shake the hips from side to side again. Inhale, lift the chest to a baby cobra. And exhale, find your way to child's pose. So the knees can be together in child's pose, or if you like a little room for the belly, you can rest, widen the knees and let the belly fall in between the legs. Or you can even put a pillow under there. And just take 5 deep breaths here. Good, and then slowly walk your hands in towards your knees. Lift your torso up. Good. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, arch your spine, gaze towards your navel. Inhale, bring it back to center your shoulders to your ears. And exhale, drop them down the back. So I want you to walk your hands out to the side and then find your way to a seat with the knees in front of you. You have 2 options. You can slowly lower down onto your back as we come into our final resting pose. And you can keep the knees bent, the soles of the feet on the mat. That'll help if there's any remaining tension in the low back. You can gently windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Or my personal favorite, if there's any wall space available for you nearby, you can take legs up the wall. So if you're near a wall, you can kind of sit up against it like in a V. And then lower onto your back and swing one leg up and then the other. And just allow everything to settle here. So whichever position you choose to be in for your final rest, simply allow yourself to surrender to stillness here. Inhale and exhale. Slowly find your way to the feet, to a fetal position on either side of the body. And then as you're ready, slowly find your way to a comfortable seat. Allow your eyes to remain closed and your palms to rest upwards on the knees in a sign of receiving. Inhale, fill the belly with air. And exhale, open the mouth, let it go. Take a moment to scan the body from head to toe and simply observe if it's any different from when we began. And know that with each breath, you can return to this place of steadiness within you and carry this connection from within as you step into whatever other moment comes your way. You can slowly open your eyes and return to the space around you. So thank you so much for taking some time to help strengthen your core and glutes and support the low back today. I hope that felt supportive for you, and I look forward to getting back on the mat with you again soon. Thanks so much.